have a source inside the police department that has looked at me straight in the eye and said, Rod, we were told to stand down in this case, and I can't share any information with you.
What's up, everybody? Sheila Aliens here with an update from one of Seth Rich's neighbors. And I'll go over my sources in a minute. But this is regarding numerous cameras in the Bloomingdale area of Washington, D.C., and the police department's attempts, or lack thereof, to obtain any footage from the residents there. The neighbor posted this on July 12, 2016, 2 days after Seth Rich was murdered. And it says,
I had two neighbors check their cameras between 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., which show nobody coming or going on the south side of W Street, or going from First to Flagler, and nobody coming or going on the north side of V Street going from First to Flagler. Alley view along North V also shows no movement. After the shots, I was looking out W Street at North Side and saw nobody run by, and then I ran to the southwest alley side and saw no movement there. So the perpetrators went in one of three directions: toward Second, or down Flagler toward U, or up Flagler toward Adams. Does anyone have cameras in those directions? Flagler Market cameras are our best hope. Authorities came to look at footage, but at first they couldn't figure out the setup. They sent someone different to collect a copy of the store footage, but I haven't heard any results.
Flagler Market is the little convenience store that's on the corner where Seth Rich was murdered. It does have cameras, as well as many of the surrounding residential houses also have cameras. What DC does is it has an incentive program for its residents where they will pay them up to $500 to install an external outdoor security camera pointed at the street. Many of them have done this and have received their rebates. Kind of a cool program to have in a little area with such a high crime rate, which it does have a very high crime rate there. Another post on this Nextdoor community linked to a local news report about the camera incentive program. Let's take a look.
DC's Mayor Muriel Bowser is hoping to see more surveillance cameras across the district. She's started to expand a program for safety, and News 4's Mark Seagraves is live in the Bloomingdale neighborhood with more on that. Bloomingdale neighborhood, Mark.
Yeah, Jim, this is one of the neighborhoods where people have taken advantage of that grant almost the most. You can see cameras all over the neighborhood. Take a look at this sign on this property, protected by video surveillance. That sign says it all. Today, Mayor Bowser came here to Bloomingdale to talk to neighbors and businesses who are already participating in the program and have already received the grants.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, especially for me. I'm not home a lot, so this neighborhood crime has definitely increased.
Take a look at just how much crime there's been in just a 1,500-foot radius of her home so far this year. More than 200 reported crimes, including 25 people robbed at gunpoint.
How are you? Good to see you.
Patrice Cleary's neighbor installed 3 cameras, and the grant covered his entire costs. Now, everybody we talked to who's received the grant said, in fact, yes, it was very easy both to install the cameras and to get the money from the D.C. government. In order to do that, you have to install the cameras first, then apply for the grant. Homeowners can get $500. Business owners can get up to $750.
Hey, Mark, if you get the city to pay for your camera, does that mean the city has access to all of a resident's video?
No, and that's a question that a lot of residents ask, and then absolutely not. Now, they say residents can be asked, businesses can be asked by police for that video, just like anyone who has a security camera at their home or business can be asked by police for the footage from that camera. But in no way, shape, or form do they have ownership of that. It is up to the homeowner or the business owner whether or not they...
So there you have it. You heard it from them. Bloomingdale is one of the communities that has the most cameras. You might be saying, oh, well, that news video is from October 2016. It is, but this program has been in effect since before Seth Rich was murdered. Now, their police department does a monthly report on the number of cameras funded, And they also report on how many times footage was requested from one of the cameras by the police. So on August 6th, that's when they posted the report for the previous month of July, which was when Seth was murdered. So if we take a look at that report, the data as of August 5th, 2016, total number of rebates issued, 571 rebates have been issued. The total number of private security cameras funded, 1,585 cameras have been funded in DC as of August 5th, 2016. The number of rebates issued in each police service area. I looked it up, and the Bloomingdale neighborhood is in the 501 police service area. And as of August, there was only 17. 17 rebates issued, which means at least 17 cameras installed, but most of them have up to 4 cameras installed each, facing in different directions. So you're looking at up to about 70 cameras in just that Bloomingdale area. What's also interesting from their August 2016 report on the local security cameras is the number of times that Metropolitan Police Department requested footage from a program recipient and whether the request was granted or denied by the program recipient. For the month of July 2016, there was one documented request for footage by MPD. One person. They only requested footage from one person. The request was granted and footage was used. It goes on to say MPD detectives may be in direct contact with a program recipient without that information being specifically tracked by existing law enforcement resources. Whatever the fuck that last sentence means, sounds like a bunch of BS. So one person, they only requested footage from one person. And by the sounds of it, they did get a video. We can only assume then that this was the Seth Rich case, because while residents are rebated up to $500, businesses can get a rebate of up to $700 to install the external security camera on their building. So that very well could have been the Flagler Market that was requested to show their footage to the police. If we go back to what the neighbor said, then that is very most likely the case. So there is footage of Seth Rich's murder, and the police have it. And everybody should be filing Freedom of Information Act requests to get that footage. And for those wondering if the neighbor's post is even credible, it is, and this is how I found it. I wasn't gonna make any videos about Seth Rich's murder, since it's being covered so extensively already here on YouTube by everybody else, and with the little available factual knowledge that we have on what happened. But a week or so ago, I had an idea, and I tweeted it at the time, that maybe researchers should join Seth's local Nextdoor.com community, since the information shared on that site is hyper-localized, and you have to be an actual resident of that neighborhood in order to view the posts, or to post in that neighborhood's feed. So it's a lot like Facebook, but it's very more decentralized, and focuses on giving each neighborhood the privacy to speak amongst itself. So you do actually have to be a resident to join a particular neighborhood, or at least you're supposed to be. The way they verify if you actually live there or not is by either mailing you a code to the physical mailbox, calling your phone, which has to have a local billing address, or the last option, which is what I used, they verify via credit card or debit card, which has to have a matching billing address to the neighborhood you want to join. Since I have a reloadable NetSpend card, I just logged into NetSpend and I changed my address on the account, and I changed it to an address in the vicinity of where Seth was murdered. And I was able to gain instant access to that Nextdoor community. On a side note, I'm only lurking on the community. I'm not actually interacting with the residents, and I'm not bothering them with any questions. And if you decide to go this route on Nextdoor, I suggest you do the same and have some respect for the privacy of the residents there. They don't want to be answering a bunch of questions about Seth all day long. So that's how I got into the community there. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please consider giving your support on patreon.com. Any amount helps. That is a reoccurring donation. Or you can make a one-time donation to me via PayPal at SheilaAliens@yahoo.com. So anyway, stay safe, you guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's creepy. They made an actual eye in the security camera. on this flyer. Ooh.